everyone, and thank you for being here. I'm happy to say that today is a good day for Rhode Island. For more than 3 years, my office has been operating professionally and effectively while under the cloud of allegations associated with the ILO investigation. Well, today, the cloud is gone. The case is closed. All investigations came up empty. And I have been cleared of any wrongdoing, as I knew would be the case. Both the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Attorney General looked into these allegations. The U.S. Attorney's Office gave a professional 25-word response about their conclusion. They said, I have it on the screen as well, as a matter of general principle and long-standing practice, the Department of Justice does not comment upon matters that it does not litigate or charge. On the other hand, the Rhode Island Attorney General came to the same inevitable conclusion. There was no case to pursue. But instead, he chose a different tactic. To communicate that outcome, he carefully crafted and distributed a lengthy memo and held a press conference. In that memo and press conference, the Attorney General made unfounded and incorrect allegations that I violated procurement laws, even though he fully admits that it is outside the scope of his office. Let me set the record straight. My administration followed procurement law at that time, and the Department of Administration, the procurement professionals, are on the record confirming just that. Was the governor's office involved? It was a governor's office procurement, so of course my office was involved. Did I improperly steer the procurement process? No, of course not. Was I aggressive in trying to connect Rhode Island students and schools with the critical help they needed during the COVID-19 emergency? Yes, as I should have as governor, governing in a 100-year health pandemic. I was responding to the urgent need as a governor should. Rhode Island was in the middle of a battle with COVID, a once-in-a-lifetime public health emergency, and we were losing. We were last in the nation for getting people vaccinated, including our teachers and students. We didn't have kids fully back in the classroom. Our economy was decimated, and families were struggling with isolation and experiencing death at a rate faster than anywhere in the country. Our kids were at risk in terms of their academics, their physical health, and their mental health. I can tell you that the motivation behind my actions was to get support to our schools, teachers, and students who needed it urgently. Every decision I made during the time and my entire time as your governor has been in the best interest of the people of the state of Rhode Island. That's my job. So while I've always been very clear about my motivation when it comes to this contract, this ILO contract, let's look at the Attorney General's motivation for the way he handled this investigation. The Attorney General has made it very clear, on the record, not just behind closed doors, that he wanted a different candidate in the governor's seat for the 2022 election. That he wants the candidate that he voted for in 22 to be elected in 26. And that he regularly talks with the candidate to ensure I don't get reelected. This isn't speculation. It was reported clearly in the Rhode Island Monthly. So what was the AG's motivation? I think the public can clearly see the answer to that. They can say it right here in the Rhode Island Monthly article. And they can see it in the intensely political statements he's made about his own personal feelings towards me. Historically in Rhode Island, that blatant level of political involvement is unusual for attorney generals. And it gives me pause. While an attorney general is clearly and publicly campaigning against someone who is the subject of an investigation by his office, should that attorney general have recused himself? Yes. Peter Nerona had an obligation to recuse himself. That's how you get public confidence, by doing the right thing. But he didn't. Instead, he pitched a lengthy editorial to the media under the guise of a report. A response that the U.S. Attorney's Office says it would never have created on principle. Before I take questions, I want to thank the professionals in the AG's office and the state police for drilling down and determining that there was, in fact, no wrongdoing. And I thank as well everyone that investigated on this thing. I've been pretty quiet on this issue, but not today. These type of false allegations impact not only the people that I work with each and every day, but my family. My wife Susan's here. We're going to go trick-or-treating with Mabel Jane shortly. Family's important. No wrongdoing. No wrongdoing on the procurement process. He is not telling the truth when he says that. And he is misleading people once again. I want to thank the U.S. Attorney's Office as well for their work and putting this to rest. This case is over. And I want to thank the hardworking staff for not letting this prolonged investigation distract them from doing the important work of serving and supporting the Rhode Island people each and every day. That's our job. And that's what we'll continue to do.